All right, we'll get started with Christos Saltas with SDNA Greece. Go ahead.
So he didn't hear what I said.
Hello, Bam. I would like to ask you, what did you keep from these two preseason games, and how better version of Miami Heat we're gonna see this season?
What I got out of preseason was, we're just trying to get back into a flow. We've, a lot of us have still trying to recover from the finals run. Just trying to get our bodies right, mentally prepared. So preseason was all about getting our bodies in shape, getting our bodies moving, and really getting a cohesive offensive defense that we can go to. And what was your second part of the question?
Yeah, how better version of Miami Heat we're gonna see this season?
A better version or a versatile version?
Maybe both of them. Maybe.
Okay, well, from a versatile standpoint, like we picked up Mo, we got Precious, so those two guys, and then we added Avery Bradley as a defensive stopper. So that's it's one of those things where we've gathered quickness, some skill and a lot of athleticism. So I feel like that's one step for us.
Thank you.
Hey Bam, obviously established yourself as a starter on this team, but you guys have a lot of guys who can be in the rotation this season. How much do you think that depth is going to be obviously a strength for you guys, and also how challenging do you think those rotation decisions are going to be when everyone is healthy and available, just to trim down to that 10-man rotation with so many guys on this roster?
Well, that's a question for Coach Spo. I can't really get into the rotation, but the thing I like about this team is we do have depth. You got to ask the man and the head coach the decisions on the rotation because he always says it, but he wants his decisions to be challenging when he has to pick who to play because everybody's playing so well. He gets a kick out of that, and he'll figure that out. So that question's for him.
All right, up next we have Kobe Price with the Sun Sentinel.
Hey, Bam, how's it going?
How you doing?
Doing well. Wanted to kind of hop off of Anthony's question. Not just the depth, but especially in the front court, that versatility. I mean, you have a guy like Precious, but also guys like Myers and Kelly, just different skill set, especially in the front court. For you, how do you, I guess, adapt to that versatility and what those different guys can bring? Because they're all unique in a different way.
I mean, that's my job. Figuring out how we can coexist on the court together. So, going through training camp and going through this preseason game, we're starting to figure out how we can mesh and really play together and be effective on the court. And I'm getting that from doing power work, talking to them off the court, picking their minds, just seeing what their tendencies are, what they're working on, just so I know I have a mental note in my mind. I know he wants to run to this said corner or this said spot, and he's gonna be there. And that's pretty much it. Just getting to know him and figuring out how we can be a dynamic unit with any of us on the court.
And if you don't mind, I wanted to ask about the hope I'm pronouncing the name right, the Travalia Bogan situation, and what you did for her family. How did you learn about her situation, and how did that whole exchange come about?
Well, it started because I do my toy drive, so that it started with that thing. And Charlie Rocket got in touch with one of our people from my foundation and was like, "Look, I want to do something special. I've been seeing you do a lot of special things in Miami, so we got together and we picked her. That was really Charlie's decision. I just at the end of the day, I want to do something special for somebody, and whatever that was, I was willing to do that for her. And we found her, and just hearing her story and seeing what she was going through, it was the perfect time. Just make her Christmas. So beautiful and blessed.
And what was that last one for me? What was that moment like when you could see, I guess, the emotion outpour from, making her Christmas, probably making her year in that regard?
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm grateful to be able to do it. Grateful to be in a position to where I can change somebody's life or, just better their life. Like, she's not getting evicted for Christmas or for a whole year. So, that was a beautiful thing for her. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her family. They don't got to worry about being evicted. And we're doing upkeep on their house. So, it's just a very good Christmas gift for them.
All right, up next we have Brandon Tobin from 790 The Ticket Radio.
Bam, being pushed into the bigger leadership role this year, with you taking a guy like Precious under your wing a little bit, is there a piece of wisdom or advice that you liked when you were a rookie that you are trying to pass on to him this year that you found most useful?
I got yelled at a lot my rookie year, so I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, my best piece of advice that I've gotten, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, and that's always stuck on my mind because as a rookie, I never knew when I was gonna play. I could check into a game in the first quarter, or I might not get in until the third or the middle of the fourth. So just staying ready so I ain't have to get ready was a big quote for me my rookie year. So that's one of the quotes I'm passing down to P.
Who was yelling at you the most?
Man, you know who was yelling at me the most. The two sons of Miami.
All right, up next we have Cooper Moorhead with Heat.com.
Hey, Bam. Excuse me. I know it was just preseason, but it felt like we saw you being used in a couple different offensive wrinkles. Bringing the ball up the court, running a handoff backwards with Duncan the other night. With things like that, as far as the expansion of your offensive game, is that always Spo just bringing you new ideas and concepts and saying, hey, we're going to use you like this? Or have you reached the point where you can bring things to him as far as how you want to be used?
It's vice versa, and I feel like our staff does a great job of figuring out how, I can be the most dynamic and be the best player I want to be. And, that takes two to tango, so just breaking off ideas, every once in a while in the morning, just sharing some thoughts like after a couple games or maybe sharing a couple text messages. It's built a bond where me and Coach Spo can have conversations about, how to get the ball, where I want the ball, the sweet spots, and, where I can be very, very effective on this team.
Is that something that's developed mostly over the past year since you became the full-time starter?
Yeah, just because I knew once I became a starter, I would have to, obviously get closer to my head coach and actually full on understand his meanings of how he goes about certain things and certain processes. Because, if you look at UD, him and UD have a connection like no other. So, just getting to that point, I feel like it'll help us, our relationship, and also help the team.
All right, Bam, that's it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Black Lives Matter, people.